In Sports Gazette this week, the Zanzibar Charity Marathon for SOS Children's Villages in Zanzibar.
It's the first one in Zanzibar, so that's why it's so special.
I
think it's a great idea.
Don't miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Following the delay in arrival of 56 containers from South Korea containing equipment that is meant to be used for renovations of MV Victoria and MV Butiama, as well as for construction of a jetty which did not receive tax exemption at the port of Dar es Salaam, President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli has directed the Minister of Works, Transport and Communications that by 20th of this month, the equipment should have arrived at the South Mwanza port, where the project is being implemented.
I would like to warn you people that whatever factors caused the delay of a contractor's 56 containers should never be repeated. I have been shocked to find out that the Ministries of Finance and Transport, as well as the Tanzania Revenue Authority, the TRA, do not communicate. I am therefore directing that whenever any problem crops up, all of you should deal with that problem right there and then. If, for example, a contractor has containers which he would like to send somewhere, then that problem should be taken care of as rapidly as possible.
Construction of the new ship is complete and has been certified by an institution in charge of ship safety. We expect to start receiving cargo from September, more than 330 containers, which will go in line with training of our own experts. This ship will be operated by 2 engines, each generating 2,380 kilowatts.
While on his way from Butimba prison, where he spoke to speak to officers and prisoners, the president was stopped by residents who asked him to complete the construction of male ward at Nimagana District Hospital.
Nimegundua mambo mengi hapa.
I found out so much, of which some you've not even told me about. Some to do with corruption. I know everything, that's why I've come here unannounced. I've come to witness this. I've done so, and believe me, and I've heard you. I ask you to be patient. Even those of us here are potential prisoners. Just because you are a prisoner, it doesn't mean that you can't have human rights. This is why I've decided to come today to greet you. I've had your challenges, but also those of prison officers. They work in difficult conditions. And I've also heard of your challenges, such as not having committed any offense. I also know that there are those of you in custody whose cases have been delayed to deny you your rights, and those who have been delayed because they did not choose to be corrupt.
Haina maana wewe huna haki ya kupata utu wako wa kibinadamu.
Inspector General of Police IGP Simon Siro has said that the police force has not prevented and would not prevent political gatherings, but that it will not cease to intervene and prevent any meeting that can cause disharmony in the relevant areas. IGP made the statement when speaking to the Defense and Safety Committee in Tabora region during his one-day inspection visit to police housing.
We must be informed through the OCD with a mandate to take care of security in that district. With regards to security, the police force is involved to a large extent If there is an internal meeting and there is information that there is disturbance of peace or any threat of peace, we can address that. We are doing well. Report shows that crime has gone down as a result of the good work being done. And we've been involved closely with the police.
The former third phase President Benjamin William Mkapa has directed education institutes in the country to stop discriminating against people living with disabilities in the country, and instead a procedure are initiated to increase special education experts as well as teaching equipment so that a collaborative education can be initiated to benefit the groups.
Inclusion is the main means of developing resilience people.
To achieve this, we must work hard. We must not continue to segregate, as they are our relatives, children and parents, and they are a gift to us and surrounding communities. A lack of books in large print as well as interpreters for people living with disability is a problem worldwide. Such meetings are important in reminding us as a society of those we've forgotten and segregated so we can move together. Technology changes from what we've had here. We must change how we teach and give services to people with special needs. We must focus on how not to segregate them, but rather on how they can be integrated in our schools and communities.
Tanzania has been directed to use the opportunity as a chair of Southern African Development Community SADC to implement economic goals such as development of industries and to increase the sale of goods outside the country as we till widen revenue collected and help in improvement of social services for citizens.
Tanzania bado haijaweza kutumia fursa yake.
Tanzania has not used this opportunity as a SADC member state to fully utilize opportunities at its disposal. As a country that is focused on building the industrial sector, Tanzania should use such opportunities to strengthen its industries. By signing contracts that will better promote our products, which will allow more of our products to be sold in other markets. To be a SADC member state is a rare opportunity because we can have influence in the SADC sessions. We have a lot of land, which is a big asset that should be used to bring development.
A few days after Shinyanga Region Cooperatives Union announced the system of purchasing lentils through a warehouse permits system and warned the principal cooperatives union warehouse auction system, the Minister of Agriculture Jafet Hasunga has banned the decision, stating that the ministry does not recognize it and ordered farmers to continue to sell to buyers following the laws and procedures for farmers' harvests.
In the past, chickpeas was bought by business owners who camped in villages. But the new system is different. Honorable Minister, it greatly saddens me that this price has never been on the market. Now a kilogram sells for just 800 shillings. In Shinyanga Municipal Council, there are some divisions where chickpeas is ready for the market, but farmers cannot sell because the price is too low. An expert from the Institute of Cooperative Development came and started to run awareness-raising training programs on the system and how to borrow money from the bank. This problem is faced in chickpeas and sesame. There is no such arrangement. This arrangement is not to be operated anymore.
Some students of universities that have been engaged in various creative innovations have asked that they receive more aid in form of modern equipment so that their ideas can be productive and help resolve problems and various challenges within the country.
For this to be applicable, there should be investment made so that they can reduce loss incurred from theft. But there are also benefits to be had once the system starts to operate. By taking part in this exhibition, we get an opportunity to meet with other stakeholders, particularly investors. Creativity must be taken up by an investor to produce or improve on an existing product.
Gender violence has continued to be a big problem in the country, especially in married couples, with women and children the most affected by this, while close relatives have been seen as a source of not wanting the information to be taken outside the family.
4 out of 10 women have experienced either physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. Spousal abuse of both sexual and physical nature are high at around 44% among married women and than those in other categories. Studies have also shown that children who witness violence are likely to be perpetrators at a greater risk of becoming survivors themselves. To respond to this situation, Tanzania is implementing the National Plan for Action to End Violence Against Women and Children, which brings together multiple actors for the inclusive approach, in addition to ensuring that survivors have access to adequate social services and other GBV services.
Ensuring in many cases, and we know that globally 1 in 3 women have ever experienced physical or sexual violence by an intimate partner, and the figures are very similar in Tanzania as well. So for example, interviewing a woman with the risk of having the partner who may be a potential abuser, knowing about that, the fact that that is being explored with a wife may place the women at greater risk. So these are all the issues that we'll be addressing here. We'll try to go through all the steps towards implementing a survey, from the planning to the implementation and finally to how the data are used. The surveys are not done just to have numbers. The surveys are done to be able to have numbers that tell a story of what is the
1 in 3 women has experienced some form of physical or sexual violence from an intimate partners and or sexual violence from a non-partner at least once in her lifetime. WHO also documented that intimate partners perpetrated up to 38% of murders of women, and that intimate partner violence was strongly associated with increased risk of several health problems, including unwanted pregnancies, depression, sexually transmitted infections, injuries, and low birth weight babies.
The Commissioner of Immigration on Work Permits and Visa, Mary Kama, has said that the move by the division to start implementation of the electronic system in work permit requests has been productive and increased work efficiency. The Commissioner said this launching the passport payment system through mobile network Vodacom's M-Pesa service.
This was for Dar es Salaam region only. So it has been decided that from today to July 31st, all permits will be issued electronically. The manual system will no longer be in use. The applicant will be required to submit application online. Once application is complete, it will not take more than 5 days for notification for payment to be received. The department would like to insist that the end of the use of old passports is 31st of January 2020. There are some international requirements for passports, especially on visa applications. The passport has to be not less than 6 months old. We've been able to work with the immigration to ease payments for those applying for a new passport. Instead of queuing, Now you can pay via your mobile phone if you are one of our customers.
And that is the end of international news. That's the end of national news, rather. International news follows shortly. And in international news, President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to launch a 70 billion shillings energy plant sourced from wind vanes at Lake Turkana in Kenya on Thursday. The plant will be the biggest clean energy producer in Africa and is aimed at ensuring that Kenya uses clean renewable energy by 2020. On Thursday, President Uhuru Kenyatta, together with other stakeholders, will launch wind vanes, which will be producing energy from Turkana River. This plant will be the biggest one in Africa. It is the big project, and Kenya is known for sensitizing wind vane energy production in Africa. Thus, this plant will drive direction towards producing and using clean energy. The Minister of Safety in Burundi has said that it will not tolerate anyone aimed at destroying the 2020 elections exercise in the country. What happened at the CNDD-FDD parts offices in Rugenge village, people said it is a terrorist group that attacked the party's offices. We didn't want to say anything because we were already working on those people and determined to arrest them whether dead or alive, so that we can reveal the world on who exactly these people are. If anybody intends to disrupt elections, we will deal with you accordingly, whether a Burundi citizen or a foreigner. We are announcing that the current security organs are well prepared. Nobody should dare to engage themselves in criminal activities. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The Minister of State, the President's Office for Regional Administration and Local Government, Suleiman Jaffo, has directed that legal action to be taken against accounting officers who wanted to cause the government a loss of 46.9 billion shillings during a purchase in various development projects last year.
Kama taifa letu litafanya vibaya,
if our nation will not perform well, especially at this era where our president's major agenda is on helping Tanzanians, if accounting officers and managers' boards will not be determined in supervising procurement activities according to rules and regulations, then all efforts done by President Magufuli and his fifth phase government will not achieve its goals. Although the poor are expecting changes due to the current government performance capacity.
PPRA imesaidia serikali kuokoa takriban shilingi bilioni 46.
PPRA has helped the government save 46.9 billion shillings, which could have been lost following poor supervision of public procurements and contracts, according to public procurement laws. The money was saved from payments done to contractors and service providers contrary to stipulated procedures.
Na watoa huduma kinyume na utaratibu, na hivyo taasisi hizo zikaelekezwa kurejesha fedha hizo.
Coffee farmers in Kirua Vunjo village east of Moshi district Kilimanjaro region have begun to benefit from the good prices of organic coffee, which is sold at 1 kilogram for 4,500, unlike the normal coffee, which is sold at 2,500 shillings per kilo.
Kahawa iliyoletwa sasa hivi haishambuliwi na magonjwa.
Coffee that has been brought right now is not prone to diseases, unlike the traditional coffee we had, which used to have leaves diseases. So far, the results are better. What we are left with is the challenge of coffee prices. They are still low. We would like to call on the government to find markets to our produce so that we can be able to sell the crop at good prices. In collaboration with the Takri, we managed to produce 25,000 seedlings. If all the seedlings will grow well, we will get 75,000 kilograms, since each tree has the capacity of producing 3 kilograms. If the prices of coffee will reach 4,000 shillings per kilogram, then this village will earn 60 million shillings. And small-scale minerals miners in Tunduru District Council, Ruvuma region, have complained of not having a specific private place to sell their minerals, something which affects their economy, and they've asked the government to provide EFT machines, buyers of minerals, so that correct tax records are kept for the increase in the national income.
Usili uwepo, tutafutiwe jengo kubwa kama ni Tudeko, basi kila mtu na mlango wake, tunaingilia huku, unatoka Rubirashi kwa upande wa kule, yatengenezwe mazingira yale ambayo usili ile utaendelea kuwepo hata kama ni soko la pamoja.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lent.
And in sports news, Simba Sports Club management has sent their complaints to the Football Federation's disciplinary committee regarding Hamis Kilamoni, arguing that he is promoting himself as the club sponsor while he has been removed since October 11, 2017.
The one speaking here is the provider of this certificate. Since we know he's doing this purposely, what we have done, because the Simba board do not have a disciplinary committee, the board decision was send them to the TFF disciplinary committee. The TFF disciplinary committee will call him and interrogate him. He will explain himself and will provide a testimony.
Kamati ya maadili ya TFF itamuita
Now, the international karate competition is scheduled to start tomorrow, with Tanzanian representatives finalizing their preparations ahead of the competition.
We're in the second day of Gashuku, meaning seminar. After the seminar, we'll have the competition, which will take place on Saturday and Sunday. The seminar is very important because it is the only place where people are getting training. Training is the only thing that brings people together and shapes us to be better.
In a final as memorable for its longevity and unfathomable swings of fortune as the quality of shot making by two of the finest grass court players of any era, Novak Djokovic ground down the classical skills of the Angels' Roger Federer to win his 5th Wimbledon. Here's the report.
7 minutes, they resided side by side in the land of lost opportunities before the world number one brought their mutual bewilderment to a close to win by the unique scoreline 7-6-5, 1-6, 7-6-4, 4-6 and 13-12-3. Federer had 2 match points at 8-7 in the 5th, but ended up losing the first 12-0 tie breaks to decide the title, and his third shootout of the match, one as mesmerizing and strange as any of the 48 they have played. I feel great. I've gave it all I had, Federer said courtside. I'm still standing. I'll take some time to recover.
The Arsenal manager Unai Emery has said he is awaiting a decision on Laurent Scolini after the captain refused to travel with the squad for their pre-season tour to United States, but added the Premier League club must keep moving ahead regardless.
Who has a year remaining on his contract, has been linked with a switch to the League One clubs Bordeaux and Lyon. Emery said Koscielny, who joined Arsenal from the French side Lorient in 2010 and has made more than 350 appearances, was still an important player. Gabriel Martinelli scored on his debut on the 3-0 win. The 18-year-old, who was signed for an undisclosed fee of £6 million from Ituano FC on 2nd of July, fired home a cross from Dominic Thompson in the 61st minute in Denver. Bukayo Saka and James Olayinka's first-half efforts had earlier put Arsenal firmly in control as they kicked off their tour of the United States.
And Manchester United confidently expected to persuade David De Gea to sign a new contract, but he has been unsuccessful so far because of the goalkeeper's determination to drive a hard deal and establish himself among the highest earners in world football.
The final year of his contract, United have been trying for the last 18 months to persuade the Spain international to agree new terms and abandon thoughts of moving to another club. United's stance has never altered, but the matter has been complicated by De Gea's advisors, insisting their client receives a financial package that recognizes he's been the club's player of the year in 4 out of the last 6 seasons. De Gea's financial requirements are said to be significantly higher than the widely reported numbers of £350,000 a week, and though United have been keen to find a resolution, the numbers being so high explain why it has been such a difficult and drawn-out process.
And that's what item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimba. Thank you for watching and good night.
This week on Culinary Delights.
Herbs are known to be used for flavoring or even garnishing food and drinks. Nini hasa kinatofautisha kati ya herbs na spices? Herb hasa ni
When you talk about herbs, ni sehemu ya jani la mmea. When it comes to spices, could differentiate these two things. Hii na include mbegu, steam, mabaki ya mti, maua, hapo ndo tunapata spices.
On Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on Capital Television.